You are live. Here I am. Hello. Okay, thanks, Shanti.
All right, thanks.
Hi, welcome. I'm looking to see if anybody's joining us. How you doing? Whoever's there. So it's Tuesday night, and we are talking about communication. Our lean in series is on relationship, and we are talking about communication with each other. And I realized today when we were talking, I was talking to someone that actually these communication skills we're going to talk about is with everyone. Doesn't matter if it's with a relationship partner, if it's a friend, if your parents, if it's your parents, if it's your siblings. You really want to use the same kind of communication with each human soul that you're talking to. So, I'd like everybody to just close their eyes for a minute and breathe. So, a really good way to relax the nervous system. And by the way, I'm Mira with Mira Loves You. This is my live free series on relationships, how to relate to one another. So, everybody learn this like take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, in through your nose and out through your mouth. It actually really relaxes your system. And if you breathe into the nose, sometimes I have people imagine going over their third eye, over their crown, and down their spine into Mother Earth as you relax. So breathing in like this, and see yourself connecting down to the earth. And you get heavier and heavier as you do this. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. It's a beautiful somatic way to relax. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Imagine going down your spine. And keep doing that for a little bit because I want to kind of tune into the heart and into your system. Do it a few more times. And while you're doing this, just tune in to relaxing down into your seat, relaxing into your butt, getting heavier and heavier as you exhale, shaking out your shoulders a little bit, and kind of land down into your seat. Land your body into the couch or the chair or the floor where you're sitting. Keep going. Now, slowly, slowly, as you open your eyes very slowly. You see how like squinty they are? They're kind of squinty eyes, soft eyes, and look at something that you like to look at in your room. Kind of land your eyes or ask your eyes what they want to look at. And just kind of be here and come into your room. It's a good way to come back if you're going to meditate for a while. So I'm going to do a little, I'm going to show you something that I've done a few Instagram talks on. And I think it will help you understand. I'm looking for my crystal ball. Understand the talk that I did on Instagram. Here it is. Okay, so imagine that this is you when you come into the earth. It's like really shiny, sparkly. It's this beautiful, beautiful soul. And you're wide eyed and you're innocent. You know, if you ever looked in the baby's eyes, they're just present right in the moment, right there with big eyes, right? It's almost like they're just wide open to receive. They're sponges full of love. Okay? And slowly, what happens to this beautiful soul is it gets covered up with somebody who said they're bad. And we believe we're bad. And then somebody else comes along and gives you shame. It's not your shame. They just gave you that shame. And you believe it. And then somebody gets really angry with you and you get scared, kind of scared of life. And you think the world is scary. So you're kind of covered up with all these ideas of other people, unconscious beliefs, things that you don't really need to believe. But we do as humans. We soak it all up, especially before we're 7 or 8. So when we do self inquiry with ourselves, on ourselves, we start looking at all these beliefs. I'm not worthy. I am shameful. And we start undoing the layers like an onion. I am worthy of love. I am beautiful and perfect. I'm not bad. And slowly, slowly, you start understanding and experiencing this beautiful light that you are. See it shining through? And you start experiencing the pureness of who you are and the beauty. Now, every single thing on the planet is like this, plants and animals, but I'm talking about human self inquiry. And the whole idea of looking at your conditioning is to take all this off, all the beliefs that you thought you were and took on for so long. Now, why I'm talking about this on relationship in the relationship series is that when you are speaking to another human being, you are speaking to another light. You are light and they are light. And they also have all those layers on top of them. And they have attachments and they have hurts and they have needs and they have wishes. And when we are communicating with another human being, if you could try to remember that you are talking to another light. It's really important to hold this in your heart. So, before you discuss something, before you talk with each other, I'm going to suggest that you close your eyes, maybe light a candle with each other. And you close your eyes and you remember your beauty. You remember to have compassion for yourself. You remember to know that what you're feeling can be accepted and it can be heard and seen, and it also can dissipate when you communicate it. That's the first thing, is to know that you're pure. But you have all these hurts. I'm not seen. I'm not heard. I need more. I want to get closer to you. So, this is the beautiful light speaking. And I'm suggesting you try to remember that. And however you can do that before you have an important talk with your partner, with your parents, with your siblings, try to start from here with compassion and love for yourself. I know we have a lot of judgments on who we should be and what we should be like, and we shouldn't be angry, and we shouldn't be sad, and we shouldn't be acting like our 2 year old. But guess what? It's happening anyway, so why not accept it? So, when you decide to talk to your partner, I want them also to get in touch with this. So, to sit and meditate or to sit and just breathe together, light a candle, and be together and just calm your nervous system down. Just like I was saying, like breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, just relaxing down into the body so that we're not so frenetic and up here with emotion and heady stuff and blame and all of that. So, my suggestion is for you to really try to relax. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard to actually agree to do that with your partner, but just try. My thing is all weird, my sleeve. So, there's a beautiful technique that I'd like you to learn. I'm going to teach you, and it's called active listening. And many of you would probably heard of this. And what it means is to sit opposite each other and actively listen. So you pick A and a B, and I often will light a candle, and my husband and I will decide how long we want to speak, each of us. And so say it's 20 minutes and it's my turn, I'm A. So I will sit and try to calm myself down, and I will speak with I statements. I feel this. When you said that the other day, I was so scared. I thought maybe you'd leave me. I feel abandoned. I'm getting really angry at these kind of actions. I don't know what's going on for me. A lot of I statements. What is happening for myself? Now, my partner opposite me, he is just listening, or she or they is just listening, sitting back, breathing. It's hard because sometimes there's triggers, and really tuning into himself, and really listening to my words. And what's important is to actually just tune into your own body while you're listening, being present, and staying really aware and attentive. Now, I'll tell you the tricky parts because I have had a hard time learning this. Is I want to just jump in. Well, if I did when I did this, blah blah blah, or well, whatever, or rolling my eyes or whatever. So the witnesser wants to really stay still and be there, see that precious light in front of them, and allow the words to come to you. Experience what's going on in your body. Keep breathing, but do not respond. Don't do body movements. Don't roll your eyes. It's their turn to speak because guess what? You're going to get your turn. I always concentrate on the light in my partner because there's all sorts of conditioning that they have, right? Just like myself. So after that 20 minutes is up, you switch. And the other person gets to talk, and you get to listen and hear what's happening. Now, when those 20 minutes are up, both 20 minutes, it's not over. And this is where people get lost because you think, oh, we've heard it, everything's okay, that's good. What we're going to do is do not leave each other until you decide what time you're going to meet again. Don't discuss what happened. Don't talk about what she said, he said, they said. You're going to discuss what time to meet again. Now, you could do this in the very beginning. So, say you're going to meet in an hour or 2 hours or the next day. I don't really suggest you sleep on it if there's a lot of anger and a lot of triggers. You want to actually try to go to bed in peace, but if it's not possible, that's okay. When that's decided, you come back to the sitting table. You leave each other and come back at that time. And you do the same process again. You're not discussing it. You're not having a back and forth conversation. You're sitting and actively sharing I statements and actively listening. There's something magic about being witnessed, about being held and heard and seen. There's also something magic about being a witness because you get to see the beauty of your partner who you're trying to get through something with. So there's two sides. One is I'm being heard while I'm sharing. I'm seeing that my partner's listening. I'm being held. Whatever you're feeling when you're sharing, I'm able to talk without being interrupted. I'm able to be quiet for a few minutes and think about what I feel and then say something, right? So there's no pressure. It's like all for you. And for the other person who's witnessing, that's a time for you to settle in. See what's really happening for your partner. Really taking in their message to you. Really coming in and sifting through it and feeling that. Now, often it's difficult because the person opposite you might be crying, or they might be really angry. They might be really expressing some deep feelings that are very uncomfortable for you. And what I suggest is keep breathing. Remember the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Remember your seat, to land in your seat, and to keep allowing the feelings to be felt, watching the triggers that are happening for you. Because you know you will get your turn, but this time it's like really giving your partner your undivided attention. It's very magical, this process. There's an amazing magic that happens when we don't interrupt each other, when we really hear what someone wants, what they need, without interrupting them. When we really breathe in and totally get that our partner's upset and sad and angry. When we feel them and we witness their pain or their joy, there's something very, very sacred that happens with couples who do this, or siblings, or friends. So, witnessing is one thing. The other part is to be able to use I statements and not be interrupted is sacred. Because how often do you talk with a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling, really, really tuning into yourself and not get interrupted? How often in your life? And what I notice with humans is that we need to be heard, we need to be seen, we need to be understood. Because when we were children, we didn't have a really good voice. We didn't have a lot to say about our future or present or our past. We were completely dependent on our parents. So whatever trauma was happening in our first years of our life, we didn't have much to say about it. We were conditioned to listen, to not speak, to not disagree. And we had absolutely no power to change our lives because we were dependent on these people who were feeding us and housing us. So often there was a feeling of fear, a feeling of not being seen, very invisible, of not feeling taken care of. And if we are working through those issues as an adult, we need to be able to speak about it. And who better can we speak to as our partner? Who else can we share that with without being interrupted so that our partner can hold this light inside us and we can dispel all the darkness? I'm not a shameful person. I'm not bad. I want to be seen. So this is a very, very powerful, powerful exercise that couples, partners can do. It's called active listening. You can do it however long you want. I know people who do it weekly, and it's just their time to share and talk about what's going on for them. So try it, see if it works. Let me know what you think about it. And I'd love to hear it. I forgot to turn my phone off. Hold on. So, a very, very important thing in relationship, in relating, is that no one can make you happy but yourself. Now, I've touched on that about relationships last week. But what's really important in communication is that we tend to blame each other for our own happiness. And it could come out in passive aggressive, not really say what you feel. It could come out in anger because we think that the other person is responsible for making us happy. And when we have that idea, it really can't work out because that person isn't responsible for your happiness. So, say, I don't know, I'm going to use an example. My husband wants to go to a movie, and I think, well, he's going to love me even more if I go to the movie. But I really don't want to go to the movie. But I don't check in with myself, and I automatically respond, okay, I'll go to the movies with you. And he's like, great, we're going to the movies. So we go to the movie, and I dump my soda on him, and I'm complaining all the way down or whatever. And passive aggressive shit's happening all over the place. So then we get into this argument because he was pissed that I did this, and I never get to tell him I really didn't want to go to the movies. I was trying to make him happy. That doesn't work because what happens is I'm not really truly listening to myself, nor am I being honest with my partner. Now, I know movies are kind of a simple thing, but I tell you, people move to another town and don't tell the truth. People take on different kinds of jobs and don't tell the truth to their partners. They People actually have a hard time being really honest with their partner because it's really hard to say no. I don't feel like it. You go to the movies. Go with your brother. So I like romantic movies. He likes shoot 'em up movies. And sometimes we'll just watch our own movie. It's really important to actually keep tuning into yourself and being truthful. What do I want? What's going on for me inside? How can I be truthful to my partner and loving and caring about what I want, even if he doesn't want it, and still be true to myself but not hurt him? So that's really tricky. I could sandwich it and say, I really love you, and I don't want to go to your shoot 'em up movie. I want to stay here and watch a romantic drama. You could sandwich it. I love you. That's kind of a nice way to say it. But what's really important is for you to actually tune into yourself, know that you're not responsible for them, and say the truth. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. Because if this continue on, sorry, if this continues on with each other, where you're not truthful, then all of the anger starts actually being created in the relationship. All of the passive aggressivity, all of the unhappiness in your life, and you start blaming each other because really in the beginning you didn't tell the truth about yourself. So I'm really inviting you to look at that with your partner. Look at how you are not responsible for their happiness, nor are they responsible for yours. Look at this together. Talk about it and laugh about it. Oh my God, I went to that movie and I didn't even want to go. Oh my gosh, I was holding your hand, but I was so embarrassed. Oh my God, you talked over me and I really wanted you to say, keep talking, but you stopped thinking whatever assumptions. It's so important for you to keep talking to your partner about how I was triggered, how I need to take responsibility for my own happiness and joy. Because once you start doing that with your partner, it's amazing. It's amazing. You start to walk like two really happy people because he's doing what he loves or she, and I'm doing what I love. And we're walking in joy and happiness, and we get to share it. That's an incredible communication in a relationship. Look, I'm doing sessions like all day. I'm teaching, I'm doing all my work. My husband, he's building, doing his pottery. He's happy. And when we're doing this, we come together and we share that joy. But if I say to him, don't do that, it makes me lonely. I want you here sitting next to me to make me happy. Or he says, don't get online and don't do this, don't do the sessions, all that. I want you to be next to me to make me happy. We'll be miserable. So get honest. First, you have to get honest with yourself, and then you have to be honest with your partner. It's tricky because it's scary. Because we think that in relationship, if I do my own thing and he does his own thing, or she, then we won't be together. But let me tell you, when you first come together as a couple, it's really exciting, right? You don't know much about that person. They don't know much about you. You have these different lives. You're working on yourself. You have lots of sparks, lots of juice. And you come together and like, wow, who's this person? This is cool. We have a connection. Maybe it's a lifetime thing, blah, 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 blah. And then slowly, they don't do what you want. He doesn't do what you want. And you're bickering and pissed off because you're not tuned into yourself. You stop really thinking about what you want, what makes you joyful and happy, because you're looking to the other person for joy. Now, I'm not saying I'm not joyful with my partner, but he doesn't make me happy, and I don't make him happy. We're joyful because we're independent souls, these souls, beautiful lights, who are finding out how shiny they are because they're doing what they love. They're finding out how joyful they can be because they're not compromising with each other. We're not compromising. I'm doing my own work so I can find my love in my beautiful soul. He's doing his own work to find his own joy and beautiful soul. And because of that, I'm completely happy and independent. And so is he. And we get to play together. We get to sleep together. We get to enjoy each other's lives. We even get to have the same visions sometimes because what I'm doing, what he's doing, comes together. It's incredible. But the only way to do that and share your joy is to be happy on your own. Beautiful stars on your own. Maybe living together, maybe dating. I don't know. However it works for you. But you have to be honest. And the more honest you are with others, with your partner, with your relationships, with your friends, the more happy, the more clear you are with yourself in honoring what brings you happiness and joy. If you're a guy and you want a man cave because you really like to go watch those scary movies and your partner doesn't, do it. Tell your partner, I love you and I really need my space. Doesn't mean anything against you. If you're a woman and you want to have your woman cave, do it. Tell your partner, I need to be really beautiful and honor myself, right? If you're two women or two men or whatever, and you do have needs, do it. Do not compromise your own love for yourself. Do not compromise what you need for your own space, for your own independence in this beautiful partnership where you're growing and learning together. Because when you come together, being happy on your own and speaking and communicating about it, you're going to rise together. You're going to rise. You support one another's dreams. You support finding that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful light in each other. You don't do it for them. You don't make sure they're happy. You make sure you're happy. They make sure they're happy. And then you share that beautiful happiness and light. You play and have a great time on the planet. So it starts off with a candle. It starts off with sitting apart from each other and looking at each other and being honest. It starts off with active listening, really hearing and taking in the needs of the other and holding them in that light, respecting them in that light. And as you do this, you get to know so many things about each other. Do you know I've been married 40 years and I still learn stuff that's new that I never knew about my husband ever? It's amazing. It's miraculous because we're always changing. We're always moving. We're always becoming something different in the next moment. It's really a miracle. So I love you. I'm Mira with Mira Loves You because I do. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to be live with anyone today because I screwed up something in my YouTube timing. So please watch this. Enjoy it. Ask me questions, please. You can message me on YouTube. You can mira@miralovesyou.com is my email. I love you. I will see you next Tuesday for my free Leaning In series on relationship. Love you.